and welcome. My name is Monica Poe, and I'm the marketing manager here at weavix. I'm excited to have you join me for the next episode in our video series, The Thread. Last week, we got the chance to talk to our CEO and founder, Kevin Turpin, about what's been happening at weavix and the reason behind all the demand for Walt and the weavix IOW platform. But one thing we didn't get a chance to go into as one of the drivers of our success, something near and dear to myself because it's what I do every day for the weavix team, our marketing. A large component of our marketing is building our brand from the ground up. The beginning started way before I even started here, so I am excited to introduce you to the man who's been behind it all from the beginning, Justin Nickel, our Chief Marketing Officer. Justin, it's great to have you on the thread for your first episode.
Hi, Monica. Thanks for having me. It's kind of exciting. I've been seeing these things be filmed around the office the past couple of months, so finally get to make an episode. So thanks. Feel privileged.
Yeah, your turn to be in the hot seat. So
Excited.
let's dig in. We've touched on a lot of the weavix platform through the first 10 episodes, but we've made hints of the different aspects of the brand. But can you provide our viewers with the direct reasoning behind the name weavix?
Sure. It's actually a good question. But before I kind of get into it, I need to kind of real quick high level up kind of what we do in a nutshell, just in case this is the first episode someone has ever stumbled upon. Sorry if it is, because you have to see me first. But Kevin and Blake and Ben and Seth have all talked about it in previous episodes, but just for the sake of this one, let's just kind of go real quick. So basically our product, we touch every aspect of the enterprise, right? But let's really start with our core, which is the worker. So we deliver wearable technology out to the field through our smart radios that help the worker, perform their day-to-day tasks. We're giving them, unparalleled multimedia communication. We're giving them safety alerts and features, things they've never had before, never been able to access before through a legacy radio, or actually having no tech on them at all. Now, if you look at it from the enterprise's perspective, we're delivering them a single source of truth of their, all of the day-to-day operations, what's going on from entry to exit, really. So when you take all that together, we started thinking like, okay, what are we going to call this thing? So we did so many brainstorming sessions and whiteboards and everything. And, we kind of got to think, it's like, what? We kind of weave it all together, We're weaving all of the people, the workforce, we're bringing everything together as one. And so that's where we kind of got our root word, weave. And after kind of pondering that for a little bit, like, and also what's kind of the differentiator is, we really feel that we're kind of the X factor of a product that can really provide optimization and transformation to an enterprise. So I'm like, okay, well, we need an X. So took the core of weave, we just changed the last E to an I, put an X on it, and we called it weavix. And as we kind of tossed it around and thought about it and worked on it, really started to kind of fit and kind of grew into what we envisioned, the name of the product would be.
Okay, so that's weavix, but why Walt? Why did you give a device, or really just a thing, a person's name?
Well, another good one. Walt was actually naming that was a pretty fun project. We spent, I can't tell you how many days and weeks, drawing names up on boards, just from A to Z, anything you could think of. But we knew we had something pretty revolutionary that we were building. And all the devices on the market today, they all sit with like a SKU naming culture. So you're looking at like XR235 or a PL2000 plus, right? And we wanted to give ours a name that kind of gave it also its personality. Something to where it would stand out. It wasn't, you didn't just look at it as another piece of technology. I mean, it was its own that could stand above the rest. But we also had to start thinking about, okay, who's going to use our product? And once we started going through that, you have multiple, but kind of the main one that stand out, kind of our root, it's the gritty, the hardworking, dedicated, men and women in manufacturing and heavy industrial, that go to work every day and build the things that make our country work and grow. But then you have your hospitality workers, which could be a hotel, could be a restaurant, sporting events, casinos, really anything. And they tend to be a little more buttoned up and sleek, and sometimes are in their customer facing. So we took all that into consideration, and after kind of going through all of our whiteboarding exercises and namings and everything, it was like one stood out to me, and it was the name Walt. And so when you look at Walt, you think about, okay, why Walt? Well, Walt to me gives a genuine, feeling. He's it's a genuine person who is not afraid to go do the hard work during the day, whatever it takes to get the job done. And they're not afraid to get cleaned up, go out and out of town, have some fun, let loose a little bit. So when you take all that into consideration and you figure that Walt was really kind of designed for all the frontline workers across the globe, it really kind of, it stuck out to me. And then another aspect you had to bring into was the Urban Dictionary, right? I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of words out there that people twist and change. And so after consulting with the Urban Dictionary, their definition of Walt was a generally good person. Walt is a Walt. So after kind of going through that, all of our exercises, personality exercises, we're like, you know what, I'm sold. I think it's Walt. And it's really resonated. People have gravitated towards the name. It's oh, hey, there's Walt, or can I see your Walt? It's not just a radio, it's a Walt. I mean, it's a thing. So it's really been kind of cool to see the reception we've got for it. And I'm really pleased with kind of how it all worked out.
Well, that's awesome. I do have a little bit more of a personal question for you because, despite working with you day to day, something I've never really asked before. So what has been your personal favorite moment since the launch of the weavix IOW platform?
Man, well, there's a lot of them, in a relatively short period of time, actually. So... I'd probably have to say when we got our very first shipment of Waltz in, because then it became, real. And it's not that it wasn't real prior. It's just now everything that you had been working towards has come to life. And so you could grab it, you could hold it, you could use it, you could envision how the workers out in the field are going to use it, for what you and I do on a daily basis. We come up with the stories behind it, and kind of, what the benefits are for workers and enterprises with the weavix platform, in the wall. And now you get to see it. And so watching it go out the door, I mean, there's boxes going out of the warehouses nonstop. It's really neat. It's really neat to see how the workers have enjoyed using it, how it's easy for them to use, and just the benefits they've gotten. And so to me, that kind of, brings it full circle on, we really feel like we hit, the nail on the head with what we needed to build. And now seeing the reception, it's just been fantastic. So I could talk about a bunch of them, but that's probably the one that sticks out the most.
That was great. So, Justin, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day for the conversation. I was really excited to introduce you to our viewers. So, while I love being a part of the Marketing Every Day, I'm glad we got to share it with our viewers too. So, if you want to hear more from Justin, you can connect with him on LinkedIn. As I've said before, weavix is also on LinkedIn, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, though, to be the first to know when the next episode of The Thread will air. And just an insider tip, the next one's one you don't want to miss, with some extra holiday flair as we talk about our weavix culture. Thank you. Bye.